Welcome to the Royal Calcutta Turf Club Calcutta Races Summer Meeting 9th Day, Wednesday, 12th April 2023 Race Preview. The first race of the afternoon is the Esquire Handicap for horses rated 1 to 26 to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. The first runner we are looking at is Asterisk. Asterisk has had 5 starts so far. A couple of notable runs for Asterisk. In race number 100 over 1600 meters, is finished on second to Beautiful, about a length behind. In the last run, the one we are looking at in race number 127, it was installed the favourite, was in third spot as they entered the home straight, then made up some ground and eventually finished on second behind a Shy. Couple of runners we are looking at. This is from race number 145, Indian Star. Indian Star was in fourth spot as they entered the home straight. For a while was labouring. The one who took the turn a little wide there was Misty Grey. Indian Star made an eye-catching move and eventually finished on second. Misty Grey kept on battling on towards the outside and all it could do was finish on foot. The winner here was ALGOZE, who won that race with a degree of comfort. Number 3 is UV. UV has had 5 starts. Its eye-catching start was in its run in race number 83 where it went over 1200 meters, finished on second. Since then, one run where it finished on fourth in race number 132 over 1400 meters. The start we are looking at was over 1200 meters in race number 146. Was in 7th spot, made a couple of placing and eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was Island Lass. Number 4 is Ticker, who has had 4 starts so far, has been unplaced in each of his 4 starts. In his last start, Ticker was in 4th spot as they entered the home straight. When asked for an effort, there was nothing left in the tank and Ticker eventually dropped back to last spot. Finished a tame last. The winner here was Lion Queen, who won that race by about a length and a quarter. Number 5 is CHETAK. CHETAK has had a couple of eye-catching starts. In race number 33, it finished on 4th. Race number 67, it finished on 3rd. The start we are looking at is from race number 119, where CHETAK was leading the pack into the home straight and then started dropping back, and eventually towards the inside, dropped back and finished on second last. The winner here was Sea Dragon, who won that race by 3 parts of a length. Moving on to the second race of the afternoon, the Fame Star Handicap for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. First up, we're looking at 3 runners. Number 1, East Side. East Side has had a few eye-catching starts. This run at East Side was in 4th spot, came up with a late run and finished on 3rd. Number 4 is Erin. Erin had a couple of eye-catching starts in the season. In this start, it was in 5th spot, then came up with a run and finished on 4th. Number 6 was Big Brown. Big Brown raced a little freely in front and eventually ran out of gas and finished on second last. The winner here was Mark 1, who won that race by almost 2 lengths. Number 2, Trebia. This one we are looking at is from race number 140, where Trebia was in 2nd spot as they entered the home straight. Then when asked for an effort, Trebia didn't have anything to offer down the center, then started dropping back and finished on last. The winner here was Mandela, who won that race by 3 parts of a length. Number 3 is Italian Gold, earlier known as Montgomery. The start we are looking at is from race number 129, where it was in 4th spot. When asked for an effort, dropped back slightly and eventually finished on 5th of 9 runners. The winner here was Veronica, who won that race by almost 2 1/4 lengths. Number 5, Island Lass. Island Lass, after disappointing in a few runs, finally came good in his last start, where it was taken on a start-to-finish mission, given a breather at the 600, then kicked away from the field, and Magic Moment, who was hanging in slightly, could not catch up with Island Lass, and Island Lass won that race by a long neck. Number 7 is Lion Queen. Lion Queen has had 3 starts. First 2 starts was just on the board, 4th, and each of his 2 starts finally came good in his last start, where it went on a start-to-finish mission in race number 126 and kept on finding something and staved off the late challenger Footprints, won that race by almost length and a quarter. Moving on to the third race of the afternoon, the Nikita Handicap. This is a no-whip race for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. We had 5 runners which went up against each other in race number 139. We had Dream Chaser, who eventually finished on 6th. We had number 3, Bundle of Charm. Bundle of Charm finished on 3rd after staying in 3rd for most while. Number 6 was Indian Tiger. Indian Tiger made every post a winning one and thus completed an encore, winning back-to-back races. And number 12 was Yaz. Yaz, who was in 2nd spot, chased the leader all the way down the winning straight, drifted out a little bit, went down the center and could not catch up with the winner, finished a neck behind. Couple of runners. Number 2 is Jean Lafette. Number 5 is DRD. Jean Lafette has been a tad unlucky in this season, has been meeting one better or two better in each of his starts. In his last start was perhaps most disappointing start of his season, where in race number 133 it was in 8th spot, made up only one placing and finished on 7th. The other runner was number 5 DRD. DRD was in 6th spot when asked for an effort, dropped back and finished on 9th of 9 runners. The winner here was Indian Tiger. Couple of runners again. Number 7 is Romero. Romero, after winning a race in race number 86, has had a couple of placed efforts. In race number 134 it finished on 3rd. In his last start it finished on 2nd. And the other runner we are looking at is number 8, Dubai Star. Dubai Star was a winner in race number 124 over 1400 meters. Then it went over 2000 meters and finished on 2nd behind Dubai Gold. In his last start was in 5th spot, made up couple of placing and finished on 3rd. The winner here was Only You. Number 9 is Mark 1. Mark 1 finally came good in this one in race number 147, where it was they installed the very strong Market Fancy. It was in 2nd spot, then took charge into the last 250 meters and won that race in a very impressive fashion by almost 2 lengths, staving off the challenge of Angel Light. Number 10 is Tycoonist. Tycoonist already winner of couple of starts in the season. First in race number 85 over 1400 meters, beating Jawai. Then in race number 103, where it got the measure of Star Justice over 1200 meters. In his last start, Tycoonist was a little tad disappointing because it was in 2nd spot, given all the chance by his jockey, but did not have anything in the tank. Dropped back and eventually finished on 6th of 10 runners. The winner here was Dubai Star. Number 11, Veronica. Veronica has a couple of wins in this season. It started off in race number 33, where it won over 1200 meters, beating Whispering Grass. Then it had 3 races where it was a little backward. Then it finally came good in his last start, where it again went over start to finish mission and staved off the late challenge of the stablemate, the Mentalist. The 4th race of the afternoon, the Treasure Land Handicap, for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. First up, we're looking at a couple of runners. Number 1 is Star Justice. Number 4, Whistleblower. Star Justice was in 4th spot as they entered the home straight, stayed out in 4th as they took the last 300 meters. Number 4, Whistleblower, was definitely the eye catcher of the field. Was in 5th spot as they entered the last 300, came up with a late run towards the inside and eventually finished on a close 2nd behind Maktub, who went on a start to finish mission and won that race by a length and 3/4. Number 2 is Divine Hunt. Divine Hunt, this one we are looking at is from race number 141, where Divine Hunt eventually finished on 7th. Divine Hunt has had a couple of eye-catching starts earlier part of the season. In race number 48, it finished on 2nd over 1400 meters. In race number 63, it also finished on 2nd over 1400 meters behind Celtic Heart. Number 3, Rimmel. Rimmel has had quite a few starts in this season, has been knocking on the doors. In his last start, Rimmel went over 2000 meters, was in 4th spot as they entered the home straight, was switched up on the outside and then came up with a run and eventually finished on 3rd of 4 runners. The winner was Dubai Gold. Couple of runners. Number 5 is Sheer Force. Number 6 is Thar. Sheer Force was installed the favorite in this race, was in front as they entered the home straight, then was challenged by the stablemate and Sheer Force could only battle on for 2nd spot. Number 6, Thar, who was in 4th spot, took the inside passage, was flattering for a while, but then the run petered out and Tar could only finish on 4th. The winner here was Jinsuku. We move on to the 5th race of the afternoon, the Colonial Handicap for horses rated 21 to 46, 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. We are looking at 4 runners from race number 149. We had Time. Time was in 7th spot as they entered the home straight, made up a few placings and eventually finished on 4th. Number 3 was Sun God. Sun God was the winner in this race, was in 4th spot as they entered the home straight, burst out of the pack into the last 200 meters, won that race by a long neck. The other runners we had were number 4 was Swift Lady. Swift Lady was in 5th spot, made it into a 3-way finish and eventually finished on 3rd. Number 5 was ALGOZE. ALGOZE was in 8th spot, stayed on in 8th. Number 2, Dream Station, after running an unplaced in his first 3 starts after switching base from Hyderabad. This run was definitely an eye-catcher where Dream Station took the turn in 6th spot, came up with a run towards the inside and finished on a close 3rd behind Mandela. Number 6, ALGOZE. ALGOZE had couple of educative runs earlier part of the season and then it was installed the favourite in race number 145, and what a start that was for ALGOZE. But in 2nd spot for most while, then took charge into the last 300 meters, drew away from the field and won that race by 5.5 lengths, beating the late finishing Indian star. Number 7 is Shivalik Silk. Shivalik Silk was winner in earlier part of the season in race number 99 over 1100 meters, beating Trebia. Over here in race number 129, Shivalik Silk was in 5th spot as they entered the home straight, then weakened and finished on 6th. The winner was Veronica, who made every poster winning one. Number 8 is Shy of sparingly raced gelding, has had only 3 starts in the season, finished on 5th in race number 67, finished on 2nd in race number 107, then in race number 127 was installed the favourite, went on a start to finish mission and then won that race by 2.25 lengths, beating Asterisk into 2nd. Moving on to the 6th race of the day, the Amber Dew Plate for maiden horses 3-year-old only, to be ridden by jockeys of Indian nationality, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. First up, we got a couple of runners from race number 135. One is Mahabala, who was in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight, stayed on in 3rd. Number 2 was Torino. Torino was in 7th spot, then came up with a great run down the center and finished on a very eye-catching 2nd. The winner here was Sweet Legacy, who circled the field, took charge and won that race by a couple of lengths. Number 4 is ACANTHA. ACANTHA has had 4 starts. First up, it finished on 3rd in race number 43, then it finished on 2nd in race number 61, then it finished on 3rd in race number 98, and its last start went on a start to finish mission, as you can see in the dark green jacket with a gold sash, then ran out of gas into the last 100 meters or so and then fell back and finished on 4th of 7 runners. The winner here was 26 Black. Number 5 is Aletta. Sir Cecil out of Lyrical Lass. An eye-catching start for Aletta was in race number 102, where it finished on 2nd to Nautica. In his last start went over 1600 meters, was in 4th spot as they entered the home straight and then stayed on in 4th. The winner here was Ramiel, who won that race by length in 3 parts. Number 6 is Sandrine. Sandrine has had 3 starts. It finished on 3rd in race number 31 behind Gale, finished on 4th in race number 64 behind Kind of Magic. In his last start, Sandrine was a little slowly out, was in 4th spot as they entered the home straight. Then the early exhaustion took a toll and Sandrine fell back and finished on 6th of 9 runners. After this run, Sandrine did have a mock race. Moving on to the 7th race of the day, the Interstellar Handicap for horses rated 61 to 86, rated 41 to 66, eligible to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. First up, we're looking at number 1, Dandi Satyagraha, who's had quite a few starts in this season. This one we are looking at is from race number 142, where it went over 1400 meters, was in 4th spot at the end of the home straight when asked for an effort towards the inside. Dandi Satyagraha ran out of gas and eventually finished on 6th of 9 runners. The winner here was Tactical Command, who won it in a blanket finish. We got 3 runners which went up against each other in race number 130. We had New Look, who was installed. The favourite was in 3rd spot. Then when asked for an effort, New Look started to drop back and finished on 6th. Number 6 is the other runner we had was Baid, who has been sparingly raced in this season, been unplaced in each of his 3 starts, and his last start was in 2nd spot at the end of the home straight, as you can see in the down the centre, and weakened and finished on 5th. The other runner was number 10 is Celtic Harlequin, was known as Agustin Karachi, won a couple of starts under that name. In his last start, it was in 7th spot, came up with a late run and finished on 4th. 3 runners again went up against each other. This was from race number 150. The winner was 1000 Words, who made every post a winning one. Won that race by length and 3/4. The other 2 runners were number 4 was Morning Star, who was a winner in his earlier start in race number 130, where he got the measure of Timer's choice. And over here, Morning Star finished on 4th. Number 7 was Blue Origin, who was in 5th spot, came up with a late run and eventually finished on an eye-catching 2nd. Number 5 is Only You after switching base from Bangalore. It has won couple of starts, one in race number 108, went over 1400 meters, was in 2nd in race number 118 behind Multistarrer, then in race number 141, was in 2nd spot at the end of the home straight, took charge into the last 250 meters and won that race very comfortably, beating Romero into 2nd. Number 8 is Maktub. Maktub, after knocking on the doors for quite a few races, finally in his last start went on a start-to-finish mission, was given a breather by Rupal Singh, then into the last 200 meters kicked away and won that race by almost length and 3/4 from the fast-finishing Whistleblower, who took the inside passage. Number 9 is CHETAK, earlier known as Inamurata, won under that name. This one was in race number 134 after switching base from Western India. It was his first start, went on a start-to-finish mission, was given a breather into the last 400 meters, then kicked away, won that race by a widening margin at 4 1/4 lengths, beating Emrys into 2nd. We move on to the 8th and feature race of the day, the Level Up 11 Cup for horses rated 81 and above, rated 61 to 86, eligible to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. We're looking at race number 142, from where we get 5 runners. Number 1 was Anastasia. Anastasia was a winner in race number 5 earlier part of the season. Over here, Anastasia was in 5th spot, then finished on 4th. Number 3 was Monfortino, who was in front at the end of the home straight, ran out of gas and eventually finished on 7th. Number 4 was Delphini, who came up with a big run and for a while looked good but then fell short by a neck. Number 5 was Full Volume, who came up with a late run on the wide outside and got into the frame and finished on 3rd. Number 6 was Hidden Gold, who was in 3rd spot, weakened and eventually finished on last of 9 runners. The winner here was Tactical Command. Number 2 is Psychic Force. Psychic Force has had 4 starts in this season. Earlier part of the season, it finished on 6th in race number 36. Then it finished on 5th in race number 49. In race number 91, it finished on 4th. In his last start, the one we are looking at, race number 105, went over 1600 meters, was in 4th spot when asked for an effort, started to drop back and eventually finish on last of 7 runners. The winner here was Summer Night. We move on to number 7, Multistarrer. Multistarrer was a winner in race number 118, where it went over 1600 meters. That was its first start after switching base from Western India, where it got the measure of Only You. Subsequently, in race number 144, the one we are looking at, where it went over 2000 meters, was looking good for a while, but Multistarrer was a little flat-footed at the business end and finished on 4th of 4 runners. We move on to the 9th and last race of the season, the Amalita Handicap for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. First runner we are looking at is Angel Light. Definitely was the eye catcher. After racing in 6th spot for most while, came up on the wide outside and started moving with raking stride, but the race was already over. Mark 1 had a sizable lead, and all Angel Light could do was come out and finish on next best and finish on second. Number 2 is Dream. Started the season on a positive note, finished on 3rd in race number 51 behind Regency Smile. Since then has been unplaced in his 3 subsequent start. The run we are looking at is from race number 129, where it was in 8th spot at the end of the home straight. Then weekend and finish on 9th. The winner here was Veronica, who made every post a winning one. Couple of runners, number 3 the Mentalist and number 6 Jinsuku. Mentalist, couple of eye-catching starts in race number 129. After being slowly out, it came out and finished on second in his last start. The one we are looking at in race number 138 was in 3rd spot, stayed on in 3rd. Number 6 was Jinsuku, was the winner in this race after racing in 2nd for most while tracking the stablemate. Took charge into the last 200 meters and won that race rather impressively. Number 4, Sporting Trainer. Sporting Trainer was a winner in earlier part of the season in race number 38 and then in race number 112. Since then, it had a placed efforts in race number 128, where it finished on 3rd. And his last start was a little slow out of the gates, then took the turn in 3rd spot, weekend, and eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was Sun God. Number 7 is Compliance. Had won the first race of the season, then it finally came good in his last start in race number 132, where Compliance was in 2nd spot at the end of the home straight. Then got into a ding-dong battle and finally prevailed by almost 2 1/4 lengths into the last part of the race, beating Truth and Dare into 2nd. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you at the races.